So hello again, and I want to share with you some of my favorite divination tools, which of course are oracle decks. But I found this one recently at a local shop, a local metaphysical store in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, by the name of Gaia's Wisdom. And this one I want to start using in everyday life because, for one thing, that's what it recommends. It's one of our tools. Remember, I talked to you about my sacred space in my podcast, about creating sacred space for yourself, and in several of my videos, you'll probably see reference to that. But I'm just leaving this up here for you to read while I run my mouth. I think oracle decks and tarot cards and such have been a very big part of my divination process. Working with my chakra system has been very important too. And this deck coincides with that. See, I really, really love this deck. First off, let me just point out that this booklet is probably very in-depth. Not all the booklets you get with your decks will be, but this one is. So I'm not going to flip through all the pages, of course. So I will just point out a few things that I found to be enlightening. Basically, if you just read that first paragraph, that's really all you need to read right there, because I think most of us want to learn about ourselves and our destiny. And another important thing is this paragraph right here. It says, do you doubt your ability to serve in such an auspicious role, which it was talking about what it's referring to here? Don't, because everyone is intuitive or able to consciously connect with the truths forged in spiritual realms. So I've always encouraged people to explore their intuitiveness and reach out to their ancestors, because our ancestry is embedded in our DNA. That knowledge is there for us to tap into. That's the most important thing. If I can impart anything today, that's what I want to impart to you. Specifically with this deck, it says how to use your energy cards to become your own oracle. Well, I consider myself a mystic. And I love the fact that I now believe in myself tapping into the power of the universe, how we are all connected. And so this deck, do you see why I'm excited? This deck really encourages everything I stand for. So the four main intuitive systems and styles are physical intuition, which includes physical empathy, emotional empathy, mental empathy, relational empathy, natural empathy. Spiritual intuition. I'm all about the higher consciousness and awareness. Verbal intuition. Visual intuition. I cannot wait to work with these cards. Oh my God, look at this. I need to stop right here and just show you some of the cards, okay? So here is what the deck looks like. This is what the cards look like. Of course, we have many, many, many beautifully illustrated cards to work with. It helps us to learn about our chakra system and what relationship the chakras have to our emotional, spiritual, and physical well-being. So I'm just going to run through some of these and just let you see them real quick. And then what I'm going to do is do a couple of spreads just for you to see how to work with them, with this particular deck. Now, with most tarot decks and oracle decks, it is highly recommended that you either put the deck beneath your pillow and sleep with it for a night or two, or in some way bond yourself to the deck if you're going to be using it for your personal divination especially. It's always hard for me to shuffle new cards, but I love it when they get broke in. Some cards I'm not as fond of after I've purchased them, and I'll end up gifting them to a friend in the future, which is a wonderful way to get someone started on the same path or on their own path, but with these tools at their ready. So this is a brand new deck, and so I'm going to shuffle it a few times. However, I typically, after I've started working with the universe and my divine creator, I have told and instructed myself and my divine creator to work with me using these tools. And other than when it's a brand new deck, I will say that I'm going to shuffle the deck one time and cut it 3 times. And whatever messages for me, that's how the cards will fall. And so, well, this one I'm going to have to do a little more because it's a brand new deck. But anyway, we're just going to do a couple of things. Here's going to be a 1 card pull just for insight, okay? And the card I drew is the 6th auric field, which is about future and resonance. Pulling a single card enables you to engage with the wisdom of a specific subtle structure or energy. It's especially useful for getting direct guidance for a day or when reflecting on a particular issue. So in this particular case, the 6th auric field, which refers to future and resonance, if you see the color is violet. And the violet color in the chakra system is your crown chakra, which is your understanding and your knowledge. So this one represents the future and resonance. And the function of this card leaves you open to choices and enacts decisions. So if I were to have pulled this card today in my daily divination, I would understand that I need to contemplate the choices of my future and choose those choices which resonate with me. I'm just giving you an example of how this works and how I use oracle cards with divination. So that would be a daily divination 1 card oracle pull. I do this often. I use so many different decks. It's just crazy. These, of course, are new. So let's look at a 2 card spread. So a 2 card consultation is when you're seeking deeper insight. And you might ask the question out loud, what is the deeper meaning of the first card? Or what internal or external action should I take in response to my first card? And so my second card is the 2nd chakra, which corresponds with my emotions and creativity. And you'll notice the color is orange because this rests within our abdomen, which is where we feel most of our emotions. And so in this one, it's telling me that I need to focus on my emotions and my creativity, which I love being a creative person, and I'm also an extremely emotional person. So this tells me I need to work on that. And this 3rd card, or this is the 2nd card from this pull, but I'm using it to reflect on that 1 card pull too, which you don't have to do, but I am in this example. Works with our large intestine meridian, and it's all about releasing and cleansing, and that fits me, people. It really does, because lately I've been feeling a little emotionally, I've been feeling a little emotional in a negative way, and so I need to release and cleanse this aura and work with this. So I would probably burn some incense that corresponds with the orange chakra, and I would probably need to cleanse and work with my emotions, maybe using an orange stone or an orange candle, focusing on the color orange, and work with maybe musical frequencies or something like that, or meditation. I love meditation. There's so many things you can do to work with this. So that's just an example of a 1 card pull and then a 2 card pull. Now, typically, if you do a 3 card pull, this is your past, present, and future. And so you would shuffle your deck as many times as you want, whatever you have decided. I always cut it 3 times. This is my past, my present, and my future. This works beautifully with tarot cards. Sometimes can be a little more hard to interpret with oracle cards, depends on your oracle deck. But this represents my history, which has set the ground for my question or situation today. This also has, it corresponds with a pattern that I have set in my life, which affects my current situation. This points to my attitude, knowledge, insight, or an activity that will release me from any bondage or difficulty in this particular deck. This card indicates what might occur in the future if I proceed in the manner suggested by the second card. And that works very much the same way with tarot and most oracle decks. And with this particular deck, if you choose to purchase one for yourself, refer to the Meridian system. See how it has that right there? And in this particular deck of cards, the Meridian system, this one traces the vessels of our body. And this is the riverways of our energy. And this is exactly how our chakra system works. This is our nervous system. This is our emotional system. This is tied to us. And we have to use our intuition when we're working with any oracle or tarot. And it says to rely on your intuition. And what I see here is someone who's thinking, their pathways are always busy. I've always been such an emotional creature. This particular meridian system is talking of the yang, which is the masculine system. We're pretty complex. So I don't want to complicate this short video by focusing too much on the meridian system and the governing vessels. But this one being masculine, the governing vessel versus conception vessel. But the governor and conception vessels nourish all of our organs. So the flow and opening up the flow is the most important thing that I'm gathering from this. And I believe in my past that I was just letting things flow without knowledge, without thinking. And in my present, the 7th chakra card came up, which points to my spirituality and connectivity, which I have been working on for decades, but more or less the last couple of years, a little more intensely, especially now as I've tried to launch my podcast and grow my audience everywhere. I'm very new at it. I need a lot of grace to be given to me because, I'm learning as I go about video and audio and all of that. So please be patient with me. But I hope that you're gathering something from all the content that I share. And I have a variety of content on various platforms. But anyway, this second card, which is my present, which is the 7th chakra, which corresponds with the top of the head. Again, the color blue, which is your crown chakra. And it's the I understand or I think chakra. It can also be white, but it relates to your spirituality and connectivity. And in this, what I see, and again, we use our intuition, is just all of this light. And sometimes when I'm meditating, I see light exactly as this is displayed with the beams of light. Not always going around me, they vary. But I also see in these the antlers, a tree of life symbol to me a little bit. I see the blooming flowers, the buds, and this to me represents so many things, such as the beginning of new things that's going to come into my life, the blossoming of good things that's going to come into my life. And I believe it's all because I'm working on my spirituality and connecting with the divine on much heightened level from what it was in the past, which will help me with my circulatory system, health, my mental well-being, everything. So the third card, the future, tells me that if I continue to, if I continue to live as I was in the past, that I will need sorting and discernment for sure. But if I work on connecting with my spirituality and working with the divine and my ancestors and spirit guides, I feel like I will just soar and flourish and blossom and bloom. I mean, that's what I'm getting from this. Another thing that I want to notate in looking at the guidebook again is that this one is corresponds with the yang, which is the masculine side of us. And one of the elements, I didn't speak of elements prior to this, but I work with the elements. We should work with the elements if we can, is fire. And the sorting and discernment tells me that I really need to, I get a lot of messages and I really need to sort through what is my ego, what comes from the divine creator, what's working on my behalf. I need to use my discernment when I'm working with the cards, when I'm working with pendulums and crystals. But as you can see, this is the first time I laid any cards out, and I've just been, I've had the deck since Sunday. This is Wednesday. This is Tuesday. And I always try to, read a little bit of the book and keep the deck either on my nightstand or under my pillow. It just depends. In this particular case, it was beside the couch, it was on my end table beside where I sit so that I could grab the book and look at it and just kind of look at the cards a little bit. But in this particular deck, if you're willing to work with your chakra and your body and, use it for daily insight, I think this would be a valuable deck to add to your divination tools. And once again, you could probably order this online. I found it at one of our local metaphysical stores in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. And I'm most pleased with it. And before I conclude this video, just show you what some of the cards look like. And it may be something you want to work with. If not, there will be future videos on I have a room full of tools. It's not just going to be about cards. But I had created a video recently and in the past about our chakras. And I will continue to upload some short videos. I want to keep them short and sweet and simple. I don't like videos of myself. One of the most challenging things about the podcast is I don't like to hear my own voice. But you know what? Those are negative, low vibrational frequency thoughts, and they're toxic to me. And I embrace my Southern hospitality, my Southern accent, my mispronunciations. I embrace me as a whole because I feel like I am a really good person who has good intentions, and my intentions are always to help others and share what works so that maybe someone else can benefit from that. And it doesn't mean you have to do it. Doesn't mean you want to do it. But if you stayed this far into this video, I think you're probably interested. So you have a blessed day. Visit my website, Mystic Divinations with a K, MYSTIK divinations.com. I have a podcast by the same name. And you can find content. I have a blog on the website. You can find content on Facebook. I have a group and a page there. It's not growing very fast. I'm hoping to grow it. That's the whole purpose of everything I'm doing. And I'm on Instagram, X, TikTok. And I want you to have the best day possible. Thank you for welcoming me into your space and taking your time and watching my video. Have a great day.